In this video, we have the Incineroar raid that is active with the Dark Tera type, active only for the 6th to the 8th of September, and again on the 13th to the 15th of September. The way you can get this raid in your game is by going to the Poke Portal. If you have Nintendo Online, you can directly connect to the internet and get the raid. Otherwise, you can go to Mystery Gift and then go down to the bottom to check Poke Portal News to get the raid in your game. Now, if you've done this, all you got to do is open up your map. And in the Paldea region, you're going to look for the Black Crystal raid, which looks just like this with the dark typing. Here it is right here in front of us. The Pokemon that we're going to use is Malamar. Malamar needs to be level 100. You're going to give it the Fighting Tera type as well as the Shell Bell held item. You're going to want to have the hidden ability called Contrary because this is going to help you reverse any stat changes that happen to you. You're going to want best IVs in all slots, and for your EVs, you want 252 EVs into attack, 252 EVs into defense. Of course, we have the Adamant nature boosting our attack by 10% and decreasing our special attack by 10%. For our moves of choice, we have Superpower, which you're going to go ahead and PP raise all the way until you have 8 out of 8 of them instead of just 5. This is going to be our main choice of attack. You will see it says here it lowers our attack and defense stat, but because of our hidden ability, it's instead going to raise them, which is pretty cool. We have Skill Swap so that we can take off the ability from the Incineroar. We have Tera Blast as a backup move in case you somehow run out of superpowers or you didn't get to 8 of them. And then we have Reversal, which is the nice little move that we're going to use because we're going to have to self-KO ourselves during this raid. We're going to use this while we're at low HP until we get KO'd. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this raid. Of course, we are going to be challenging this raid alone, and what we do want is an NPC in our group that has Intimidate, because this will help us a little bit at this stage here to lower the attack stat of the Incineroar right off the get-go. In our case here, we got Staraptor, who has Intimidate, which is going to lower the attack stat of the Incineroar. Incineroar also has Intimidate that's going to lower the attack stat on our side as well. Luckily for our hidden ability, this is instead going to raise our attack instead of lowering it. It's also going to use Snarl at this point, where it's going to lower our special attack, which is going to raise our special attack, but it doesn't really matter for us because we're not using that. The most important part here is that when it uses Taunt as its next move, you want to make sure Taunt is not on you because this will mess up the raid. In our case here, it went on the Staraptor and not us, which is fine. If it does go on you, you might have to restart the raid. And now we're going to go ahead and use skill swaps so that we can swap abilities with Incineroar, but we now need to feint ourselves so that we can get our ability back as well. Which will not be too hard because Incineroar hits like a goddamn truck at this point. So our point here is that we need to self-KO, so we have to wait until we die. This is also a good chance to get in some damage by using Reversal because this does more damage the lower our health is, and we're just going to use Reversal once or twice. It will probably kill you in the next 2 turns anyway. I managed to get 1 off and it hit me with its second move and took me out. Yes, this will set you back in the timer, but don't worry, we're going to kill this thing quite soon after this fact. So now we're going to start out with using Superpower, and we're going to use this until we can Terrestrialize, essentially, which should take 4 moves because it's going to steal our orbs at one point. So here's our second Superpower going off. You can see it's not doing a crazy amount of damage, but it is getting stuff out there. It's also raising our attack and our defense stats as we go. Here's our third one going out. So by the time we've done a bunch of these, we're going to be hitting very, very hard. Right, so now it's going to take our Tera Orb at this point. It's also going to raise its shield, which is fine. We need to do 1 more Superpower, and then we'll be able to Terrestrialize on the next turn. So this is going to raise up quite nice and high for our attack. You'll see it's going to remove negative effects from itself at this point, which means we're going to be doing a little bit less damage, but we can Terrestrialize at this point and keep using Superpower. Now, if you're like me and you actually forgot to PP raise Superpower, that's fine. Use all the Superpowers that you currently have, which is 5 of them. And if you don't have any more, all you got to do is start using Tera Blast. So from this point onwards, as soon as I run out of those, I'm going to start using Tera Blast as a move of choice. Otherwise, you can just stick with Superpower. Doesn't matter between the 2 of them. They both do a ton of damage at this point. You can see here, that one going out there. We're just going to need another one, which is going to do a big chunk of its damage as well. And then the final one will take it out entirely. See here that Superpower will work, or even Tera Blast. It does not matter. You'll be able to take out the raid just like that quite easily. I caught mine in a Beast Ball. What ball did you guys use on yours? Let me know in the comments down below. And here are the rewards for the raid. We will be getting some Herba Mystica for doing this one, and the usual rewards that you could expect as well. Thanks for watching.